nemesis of a firefighter. Arsonist, I'm a fire rider. Instant flame like a firelighter. So special with shows, I live out my flows. Can't walk in my shoes, can't purchase my clothes. Ice in my veins, but I never froze. Picture perfect, but I never pose. As a juvenile, I knew I bounced back. Got rated, had a plan to get my ounce back. Use cheese as bait, that's a mousetrap. Let me to the right person to pounce at. They selling dreams, I'm pulling receipts. Full force, we can't be beat. Got a dirty mouth, but the flow so neat. Keep your 2 cents, talk is cheap.
The next topic we're going to discuss on Boxing Bros is Bill Haney wants Devin to fight Teofimo Lopez next. At least that's what he said in an interview. Let's take a listen. Oh, no sound. Let's get this sound going. All right. Here we go.
Where does Teofimo rank now in the list of potential opponents for Devin?
Well, right now, I believe that he's at the top of the 140-pound division by beating Josh. But like I said, that's an ultimate grudge match, and we would have wanted to fight him regardless if he had won. But it's good that he won, so let's get it on.
All right, so he said that they would have fought Teofimo Lopez regardless, even if he didn't win. But now that he won, let's get it on. Now we have G, and I'm going to throw it to G. But Ned, is there anything you want to ask G before I throw it to him?
Now that you're on the Teofimo train, right? And you undisputed, right? Who you got? If these
two-time disputed, undisputed.
Two-time disputed, undisputed, yeah. Who you got if Devin move up to 140? Because, he's running from Loma to fight, and he fights Teofimo. Who you got?
Oh, first and foremost, I don't believe Haney's running from no Lomachenko, so respect yourself. That's number one. And if those two gentlemen get into a fight, I got Haney. I got Haney by split decision.
Oh, G has spoken, TBE.
Yeah.
All right, G23, back to your reaction to Bill Haney saying he wants this fight.
Yeah, well, this is a great fight. I'd love to see Haney and Teofimo get it on. But unlike what Ned was saying, I do want Haney to run it back with Loma first. So, first clear that up, clear 135 up, at least with that fight. Then go to 140 and face Teofimo. But not until you make right, that fight with Lomachenko. But either which way, man, again, Devin Haney got options. And it seems like all his options are great options for him. So salute to that young man. And but I'm rocking with Devin on this one. I believe at 140, I think Devin's skills, his athleticism will be an even match for Teofimo. Now, the power, though, dynamic will be different. Teo, obviously, is a harder puncher than Haney, but he doesn't throw as much as Haney, so I think he could pull it off. Devin's not as slow as Josh Taylor, so I think it'll be more evenly matched. So it'll be an exciting fight.
And now we turn to the commish, Dollar Bill.
I would love to see the fight. Bill Haney wants Devin to fight Teofimo Lopez next, and why not? Devin's been struggling to make that 135. I think it's time to stop struggling and go to 140, okay? Look, the Lomachenko fight, he won. It's over. Nothing to clear up.
He already beat you, brother.
It's over. We don't have to, cry about spilled milk. You know what I'm saying? Let Loma go ahead and go against Tank or Shakur Stevens. They can make that happen. They over there on the same side of the street. Let Shakur and Loma get a piece. Let Devin go ahead and do what Devin got to do. Devin can't make that 135 no more. He's looking weird over there. You see him all skinny and stuff every time he try to let him go over there to 140. Teofimo just went over there at 140. This is his first fight at 140. Let Devin go over there at 140. I feel like get that on next. Let it get it on and pop, and that's a good fight. It still got questions on both guys. You know what I'm saying? saying about Teofimo Lopez's, mindset and, what he can do in there, and then we got questions about Devin. Can Devin really take a punch, you know what I'm saying, from a real puncher, you know what I mean? And let's see what happens, in this fight. But as far as Devin, looking back and still worried about, man, listen, close fights happen. Close fights happen. Then we're going to sit back, we're going to run back everything. You know what I'm saying?
Run it back.
Your man won.
Run it back.
Moving forward. Your man won.
Win, but
Your man won. Moving forward. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is what
I said I'll take the win, but I just want him to silence all the haters.
We don't have to silence nobody. You spend your life sitting here trying to silence everybody. You ain't gonna be able to go and move on with you know what I'm saying? Forget them. You did what you had to do. You win. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, when we look back, 10 years pass, and our grandkids is watching fight. 20 years pass, and our grandkids is watching. They ain't going to worry about, oh, Devin Haney, how was that fight? They're not going to talk about that. Oh, that was a close one. You know what I'm saying? They're going to say the dub. That's what they're going to see is the dub. You know what I mean? So Devin Haney, I have no problems. The next fight, that would actually be a good fight. But I really do think that maybe Devin Knight might want to step in there with somebody else at 140 to get comfortable in the weight. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, that fight is a great fight. I think that fight is a great fight. Who's going to win? You know what I'm saying?
All right, TBE.
This fight's been a long time. This fight should have happened a long time ago, but it was rumored by the likes of George Kambosos. And if these two were hard to get in the ring, and if they're able to make it happen, it would be dope. Because Teofimo's been like calling them out. He's been on his rampage for he won a piece of Devin, he won a piece of Ryan, he won a piece of Tank. He won a piece of the whole division. And now that he left it, and I would like to see them two fight because they're both talented. They were talented at 135, and they're the two top. If Devin moves up, they'll be the two top guys at 140.
Bruh, listen, I'm shutting it down. I don't want to hear anything about Vasily Lomachenko rematch, and I'm gonna tell you why. Vasily Lomachenko had the opportunity to fight Devin Haney years ago when Devin Haney was his mandatory. And in fact, I think at that time, and you remember we've been doing the show, go check the tapes, I predicted Vasily Lomachenko would beat Devin Haney if they fought at that time because of Devin Haney's inexperience. Instead, Vasily Lomachenko petitioned the WBC to become the franchise champion so that he could fight Teofimo Lopez. And in doing so, he did not fight Devin Haney. Devin Haney was emailed the belt. Devin Haney had to endure being called the email champion. Although even at that time, Devin Haney was asking to fight Vasily Lomachenko. It was Vasily Lomachenko who sidestepped Devin. Now, I'm okay with Vasily sidestepping Devin because he was trying to make a bigger fight with Teofimo Lopez. But let's not forget the person who was left out in the rain was Devin. So then Teo beats Vasily Lomachenko, refuses to give Vasily Lomachenko a rematch, which nobody was mad about Teo not giving Vasily Lomachenko a rematch. Teo said no rematch to you, Vasily. And for those of you who say, oh, well, it was a more decisive win, to who? Because remember, on my scorecard, Teo needed the 12th round to win, and he got the 12th. Similar to Devin in his fight with Vasily Lomachenko. So here's one fight where Vasily Lomachenko is in position to do something, and he gives away the 12th round. Okay, now people can talk about Julie Letterman's scorecard, which had Teofimo Lopez winning that fight 119-109, which is an absolute disgrace of a scorecard. It's almost like she didn't know what she was doing and was just pressing buttons, right? But okay, it's an absolute disgrace of a scorecard. But on my card, it was 115-113 Teo. And if Vasily would have won the 12th, Vasily would have tied and had a draw with Teo on my scorecard. Remember, Vasily gave away the early rounds. It didn't start coming on until late with Teo. So there was genuine debate about what Vasily could have done against Teofimo Lopez in the rematch, Teo didn't give him a rematch. Teo goes, fights Kambosos, loses to Kambosos. Devin fights Kambosos, beats him twice in Australia. So when you want to talk about Vasily and rematches, remember this. Vasily didn't give Devin the opportunity. He gave it to Teo, and Teo was the one who owed him a rematch. When Devin fought Vasily, it was a voluntary. Devin could have got the belts and said, yo, when you had a chance to fight me, you didn't want to fight me. You dissed me. So, no, I'm going to just move on up and not give you the chance because you didn't give me the chance. And if Devin would have did that, everyone would have been like, oh, he's running from Vasily. He ducked Vasily. Somehow the narrative would have been Devin ducked Vasily, although it was Vasily was the one who didn't fight Devin when he had the opportunity to do it years before, right? Okay. Devin gets the titles and voluntarily fights Vasily Lomachenko. And in that fight, it was a close fight. I scored the fight for Vasily Lomachenko, 115, 113. But I also had a swing round that I gave to Vasily Lomachenko because I liked his work better. But if I would have gave that round to Devin, then Devin would have had a draw and retained his titles anyway. But Devin won. And so many times I hear people say certain things like, oh, you know, close rounds got to go to the champ. You got to definitively beat the champ. I've never been on that wagon, but the point is Devin got the decision. It's not the worst decision. It's not a robbery. It wasn't like Devin didn't do good things. It wasn't like Devin wasn't in every round.
I got robbed.
You saw two highly skilled fighters do what they do. And it was an amazing fight. It actually lived up to the billing, which was this was going to be high-speed chess, and it was. And it was great to watch. And all this bickering and all this screaming robbery is taken away from what was a successful fight, what got people talking. Can Devin do the rematch if he wants to? If Devin wants to, he can rematch Vasily. Because as far as I'm concerned, Devin did right by Vasily. Devin was left out in the rain, got the belts, and still gave Vasily a chance to become undisputed. Real undisputed. Devin did that for Vasily. Vasily never did that for Devin. Vasily didn't even give Devin a chance to fight for the WBC. He had to get it by email. And had to be the joke of the town for a long time. So as far as I'm concerned, Devin did right by Vasily. Devin had nothing to do with the judges' scorecards. Like, we got to be honest. Devin had nothing to do with them judges' scorecards. But everybody's upset. We've seen these type of decisions throughout the history of boxing. Some people think Luis Castillo beat Floyd Mayweather. I didn't think so, but some people would argue that. Some people argue Medina beat Floyd Mayweather. I don't think so, but some people think that. So Floyd gave him a rematch. But Devin doesn't have to give Vasily a rematch. For this reason, and I'm being 100% honest with you, he already gave him his shot. And Vasily loafed in the 12th round. And if Vasily doesn't loaf around in the 12th round, he actually gets a draw, I believe. So Vasily has to look at himself in the mirror and really say, like, hey, this is the second time I loafed around in the 12th round and lost my opportunity. When it comes to Devin, why should he have to keep killing himself to make weight at a weight class that's going to give the advantage to his opponent? And at the end of the day, if he fights Vasily Lomachenko again, he's going to have to drain himself to the point where he looks like a skeleton. He looks so bad, they didn't even hold the actual weigh-in in public. They held the weigh-in behind closed doors. He went and he weighed in, and then after that, they had a ceremonial weigh-in where Devin started to rehydrate himself, and he still looked small. So you want Devin to kill himself to make 135, to give Vasily Lomachenko a rematch simply because you don't like the fact that Devin has the titles. So in the end, you know, if he gives Vasily Lomachenko a rematch, that's because he feels like he can do it. I'm cool with that. But if he decides I'm going to move up to fight Teofimo Lopez, The main reason why I don't have a problem is because Vasily did it before him. History repeats itself. What was it Vasily did? Vasily got elevated to franchise champion to sidestep Devin to go fight Teo. So Devin actually beat Vasily. Now he's going to go move up in weight so that he can fight Teo. You weren't mad when Vasily did it. Don't get mad when Devin does it, except Devin actually did right by Vasily by stepping in the ring with him and giving him the opportunity. So as far as I'm concerned, if Devin moves up to fight Teo, you should keep the same energy you had when Lomachenko was elevated to franchise to go fight Teo and shut the hell up. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe. Remember, you can listen to our podcast on all major streaming services. We are the Boxing Bros.